your energy update for October. So this month, wow, Earth energy is enormous. It is expanding so quickly, so rapidly. She keeps showing me this description of a balloon expanding very, very quickly. And for those beings that are in alignment with her expansion, you're part of the balloon that's expanding, and that's great. It may feel big to you, but you're still tracking with Earth. But for beings that are in opposition or who are not tracking along with Earth, they're basically trying to hold on to the outside of the balloon and they're sliding off. So that's the image that I keep seeing in my meditations, that this energy is just getting bigger and bigger. Now, whether it goes kaboom for you or whether it's just a balloon that's ever expanding and just expands into peace and oneness, that is entirely dependent upon your actions and the way that you conduct yourself this month. Because this month there's going to be a lot of heightened emotions. You're going to feel your emotions way bigger than usual. You're going to feel triggered easily. You might get into it with friends or loved ones on things that are really silly or minor, or you might be unearthing things that are old and it's something you used to argue about but you haven't argued about in a long time. So just watch for those things. You really have to mind what you say right now and mind what you do and the way you behave towards people. And the thing that I keep coming back to and I keep getting guidance on is just keep dropping into your heart, keep dropping into your body, breathe deeply before you speak. Take a couple breaths, really think about what you want to say and how the other person is going to receive it. Because right now, although it is incredibly important to speak your truth and to speak from open the throat chakra and allow it to be open, because we have all this beautiful expansive energy coming out of us, we just want to make sure that when we do speak that we're allowing the heart to fuel that energy that comes out and to not speak from here in our mouth. I'm not looking pointing to my third eye. I am pointing to my brain that has repetitive looping patterns about woe is me or what's wrong or why is this happening to me? How did I get into this? Why does this person not understand me? And why don't they care about me? Look, there's nothing outside of you that has power over you or has the ability to make a judgment about you that is valid. The only judgment for you is that there is no judgment. There is no judgment. There is only you as an expression of source energy. And your expression, your experiences are all pure gold. There's nothing you're doing that is wrong. There's nothing you're doing that is shameful or needs to be somehow punished. Everything you've done in the name of experience, and everything you are working towards and everything you're evolving towards is all part of your path of learning and why you came here and why we're all expressions of source. And that's you doing your job. You expressing, you learning, you experiencing. That is you doing your job. That's what you came here to do. So continue to do that, but just continually, excuse me, so you don't keep cycling back to old patterns and behaviors and hurt emotions. Just keep dropping into your heart and use the breath. Use the breath a lot. Breathe deeply. Practice all the different types of breathing that help you to relax. There's the double inhale, long exhale that I've talked about before. There's the inhale very slowly and exhale as you could say twice as long as the inhale. That really opens up and allows the vagus nerve to relax. It moves you out of fight or flight, moves you into rest and restore. So it's a nice way to swiftly do that. Just breathe in for 4 counts, exhale for 8. That's really good. Another way to become very present and aware is box breathing. So breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. And you can do this. It's a box. So you do all counts in equal measure. So 4 in, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4 again. That way really gets you into your body and very present. And it's a good way to calm yourself down if you're feeling very anxious, because the energies this month are going to occasionally cause you some anxiety, or maybe a lot of times cause you anxiety. So remember self-care, take a bath with Epsom salt, oils, and be sure to nurture yourself. And remember that there's no judgment outside of you. That is true. The only judgment is what you feel within yourself. And we are our worst critics. And so we need a lot of self-compassion this month, because this expansion of earth energy is just pushing everything out. It's like pushing all of our emotions out and expanding them and making them bigger. So we do have to be really conscious of how we affect each other. The guides have given me some survival kit things to keep in mind. So I'm going to go through those. The first one I touched on already, and that is to have an open throat chakra and an open heart, so that when you express yourself, you express from your truth, and you allow that to come from the heart, so that you're not hurting anyone's feelings, but you're also not stifling your voice. Because if you try to stifle your voice right now, it's like trying to swim upstream. You've just got to let the energy out. You've got to let yourself be you. We can't hide anymore. There's no more hiding. There's nothing left to hide behind. Everything's getting destroyed or changed, right? So just be yourself and let go of the need to tap into the field to tell you whether you're okay or whether you're doing the right thing. Because right now the field is so chaotic that you're going to get a lot of mixed signals back. It's not going to be clear direction from the field. Instead, you've got to tune into source and tune into earth to actually understand if you're in alignment and if you're tracking along with moving into the fourth density, because that's where we're headed very swiftly. Earth is already mostly there. I think there's a little bit of her energy. She's pulling us with her magnetically very swiftly right now into the 4D, so that in our next incarnation, that's where we end up, as opposed to another 3D planet. I mean, hey, if that's where you want to go, that's totally fine too. There's no judgment, but it's really apparent that Earth herself has gone to 4D, and if we want to keep up with her and we want to have that type of experience the next time we incarnate, then personally, I would love to do that, have a more heart-centered experience, have things be easier to create in, have a more connected, community-minded type of experience. I am working to embody that every day of my life here, so that I'm already well-versed in that once I get to 4D. The other thing is that there's a lot of energy right now, and with a lot of energy, we think, okay, I want to ride that train, and I want to create in that energy, and I want to get busy, and I've been feeling a lot of energy for creating and for putting things out in the world, but because there's so much chaos right now, it can feel a little halting or a little hard to create right now, a little hard to get the feedback that you're looking for. The information I've gotten about that is that you've got to create right now in alignment with Earth, because she is the main show right now. She's literally what is taking center stage right now. Her expansion, her experience, we're really just along for the ride with that. So loop into her, drop into her energy field every day, and ask while you're in that energy. And I always, of course, like to connect with source too. But when you're in that energy field, ask, what can I do today to best serve my experience? What can I do to serve the collective? How can I show up and create within that paradigm so that I'm serving all, I'm serving self, and I'm serving others at the same time? We're all winning. So the win-win, the collaboration, the connection, that's where we're headed. And that's the kind of energy that Earth is supporting right now. So ask how you can create within those parameters. Next, because we have a lot of big energy, lots of emotions, lots of energy in the field, it can be very scattering for our brain and for our thought processes. So it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to just feel a little overwhelmed by everything and just go, instead, I think I'll just get on my phone and scroll through reels, right? And that's sort of like the way we check out when we're overtaxed. But instead, sit, breathe, drop into your body, and prioritize what is important for you to accomplish that day in order for you to serve. And if you do that, then the things that your higher self will bring to your attention and will put into sharp and clear focus for you will be those things that are going to move that ball forward for you the most expediently and with the most grace and ease. So just be sure to drop in and ask that question. Ask what the priorities are for the day. Make a list, write them down. Spend some time thinking about how can I organize my day around those priorities as opposed to having my day just sort of fritter away because I'm kind of distracted and I can't get a thought that settles in and locks in to motivate me. You're not going to get motivated in this chaotic energy field unless you can drop in and get yourself really tuned in to the alignment of these earth energies right now and ask how you can serve. And then your priorities will become pretty apparent. But because things are chaotic, we need to set those priorities. So that's important. Be very candid about who you are and what is important to you right now. Others around you cannot understand you where you're coming from. They're not going to be able to read your mind yet, soon, but they can't read your mind. And so you need to let others know how you feel about things. Try not to do it in a way that puts them on their heels or makes them feel defensive, but help people understand how you feel so that you can share a part of yourself so that they can have compassion for you. And in turn, they can share a part of themselves. But if you hold yourself back right now and you try and stuff it down, it's going to come out in some type of physical situation for you. I do a lot of different fun activities like dance, and I do aerial and hike a lot. And I've just noticed that a lot of the people around me, including myself, are getting minor injuries or more major injuries, or things are cropping up that have been injuries in the past. And I feel that it's really related to the energy right now, and in any areas in our body where we might be holding any resistance that creates that ability for the injury to arise. So just speak your truth. Let yourself, if something doesn't feel right to you, take a minute and stop, especially if you're doing a physical activity. Take a minute and stop and breathe and ask yourself, what doesn't feel right about this to me right now? Get very present with that. Allow yourself to experience it, process it, and then go back to your activity once you have done so that that doesn't need to grab your attention. That thing that you haven't processed is going to grab your attention and potentially cause an injury in you if you're out of alignment with what is best for you or what your body needs at this time. Your body's trying to process a lot. It's trying to keep up with Earth moving into a new density. And that is no joke, right? The physical body moves slower than our consciousness. Our consciousness might already be there. It might already be in 5D for all we know. But your physical body isn't. Your physical body is still right here, right now. And it needs some assistance to track along with you and to move with you as quickly as possible. So you have to give it a little extra care right now. Don't push it too hard because it will rebound and it'll let you know. And then you'll end up with an injury and you won't be able to do the things you love to do. So you got to take it a little slower than usual right now and really check in with yourself frequently. So the last thing is that the upside of all of this transition into these higher dimensions, well, there's many upsides, but one of them is that we are going to have a lot of activation of our upper chakras. This past few weeks, the guides have been encouraging me to, when I'm working with clients, to continually open and dump out the contents of the lower three chakras. So the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. And make sure that those are as clean and clear as possible because we're getting a lot of activation, a lot of energy coming in from around us galactically and in from our bodies as Earth is expanding out. And so the cleaner those lower three are, the more we can activate the heart, the high heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown, and the upper three chakras above the crown. And that is just going to heighten our intuition. It's going to help us feel like we are the co-creators of this reality as we know ourselves to be. It'll bring that into clear focus for you. It'll make those experiences more present. But we need to help the energies around us. We need to help ourselves to tap into that and to be part of it. It's an exciting time if you're tracking along. It's an overwhelming time and a super emotional time and sometimes a very upsetting time when we get bowled over by these energies because we can't keep up, because we just kind of get stuck in a morass or a little eddy of emotion and sort of negative repeating thought patterns. So we want to clean and clear those lower chakras. The root chakra, of course, is connecting us to our livelihood here, the way that we've created, the way we've anchored into this reality. That's all changing right now. How you're showing up in the world and how you interact with others is really changing. So then that brings us to the sacral. How are we creating? Who are we? Who are our connections? Who's important to us? How are we allowing all of the things that have occurred to our ancestors in the past to now show up in a whole new light and in a whole new way? So release those things within you that are blocking your clear community connections, collaboration, taking care of each other with compassion. What is in your body that holds you in resistance to that happening for you? Is there fear? Is there resistance created from an experience you had as a child or in a past life that is coming up? Really make sure you're continuing to identify those and releasing them and getting neutral so that this chakra can be as clear as possible. And then finally, we come to our solar plexus chakra. That is where we continually project ourselves out into the field, and we ask the field, who am I? What am I? And am I projecting myself out in the way that I came to? And as I mentioned earlier, it's a tricky time to do that because the field is so chaotic right now that we get back a lot of erroneous data. We get back a lot of instead the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of the other people around us. And it's not true to who we are, but we might believe it because the field keeps telling us something about ourselves. And it doesn't feel good necessarily. But there's just too much going on, too much transition happening in the field right now for you to really get a clear picture of how you are showing up based on how the field is receiving you. It's really much better right now to go inward and ask that question, who am I? What am I here to accomplish? How do I serve? Asking that internally, going into source, going into earth and asking that question will give you much truer results and a much better way. So the solar plexus chakra, instead of its usual just wanting to project outward, it really needs to have a good flow of energy that moves in both directions, moves in and then it moves back out from that dipping into the source field to remind you of what you truly are. You are source energy. You're light vibrated into form. You are pure energy of the unified field of consciousness. You're nothing outside of that. You're the all, you're the everything. So you don't need to ask a version of source that is full of distortion what you are, because you're just going to get back a distorted answer. Just ask the source what you really are, and you'll get a beautiful answer that is much more aligned with the truth of who you are and what you came here to do. So I wish you all the best in this month. It is super highly emotionally charged, but it's okay. We're all going to get through this. October is going to continue to be like this really for the whole month is what I got. It's really going to be a big, expansive month. November will continue that process, and then at some point it feels like it's going to let off of that expansion, and we're just going to be sort of in this moment of peace. Probably about by mid-November. So take advantage of the expansion as much as you can. Tap into it, work with it, let it be your friend as opposed to an oppressive relative that's come to trigger every aspect of you. But, just mind what you say and speak with compassion, and you'll just continually come back to a place of learning more about yourself, learning more about the people you love, having really deep connections. I really recommend too right now that if you are trying to manifest, that you do so with the energies of earth. So, use your hedge witch skills and practices. I've been leaning into that, meaning work with herbs, work with oils, use candles, use elemental energies, connect with them, connect with the elements, connect with the animal spirits. let them be your guide right now. Do some shamanic journeying if that is something that you know how to do. There's information online about it. It's really a beautiful way to connect with the world of energy that's all around us. And we've been seeing some amazing animal activity around our house. We had a coyote in our backyard the other day that was playing with all of our dog toys, throwing them up in the air, throwing the frisbee for itself, chasing after the ball, kicking it around. It was so, so cute. And this little coyote had just come in and just started playing all on its own and making itself at home in our yard and having such a good time. And I'm just seeing a lot more animals interacting with humans in this way, or human things. As Earth increases in her frequency, all the animals, everything, as the plants are, we are, the animals are too. We all go together. So it's going to help us to be even more connected to our animals. So if you're feeling a really emotional day and you have an animal, or maybe you can go to a shelter if you don't have your own animal, make that connection. It really helps, and it brings you closer to your heart and helps you feel more grounded, because they're such a source of grounding, and they're always connected to Earth, and it's so easy for them. So I highly recommend that too. All right, everybody, have a beautiful month. I'll be back to check in with you. I'm heading to Egypt at the end of the month with them, which I'm very, very excited about. I'm going to be doing a lot of activations there. It's part of my journey to go there and work with the energies that really are emphasizing the polarity on this planet to help heal and mend those. And so I'll be taking that trip at the end of the month, and I'll be sure to touch base with you all and do an activation before I go. I believe that this month it's going to be something that we're all going to want to do in any way you get it. If it's not with me, it's someone else. But make sure you're doing your energy practices, clearing and opening your chakras, and allowing that energy to come in. That's so expansive right now. All right, take care for now, and I'll look forward to checking with you later this month. Bye-bye.